Let's face it, business technology is frustrating and complex. So how do you make sure it works for your team? To make IT right, start the discussion at go-domain.com. You're listening to Discussions by Domain, a podcast for business leaders. Our discussions may be with people you've probably heard of before, but the majority of our guests are in the trenches, professionals like you and I, with the same challenges and struggles of keeping up in the Northeast. They're implementing strategies, overcoming hurdles. They're leading the fastest growing businesses in our region. My name is Anthony DeGraw, Director of Partnerships at Domain Computer Services, and the host of this show. When I'm not talking with business leaders, you'll hear stories from behind the scenes of Domain and the ups and downs of our own growth journey, as we intend to take over the world. Just kidding. Well, maybe. Let's get into the show. Welcome to another episode of Discussions by Domain. I'm your host, Anthony DeGraw, and today we have the pleasure of welcoming Frank Demming, founder and CEO of Local Business Marketing Solutions. Frank, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Anthony. Good to be here.
Awesome. Hey, before we get into it, I always like to ask a little opener. What did your morning routine look like today here in New Jersey? Is it a detailed process for you, or do you just kind of wing it?
No, it's funny you asked that question. I do have a routine. From spring, fall, and the summer, I tend to like to take a walk. Anywhere between anywhere between 15 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on the weather.
Okay, yeah. You're not the first one who likes their walks, man. I feel like walking is one of the keys here.
Yeah, it gets the blood jumping, and but I don't have that motivation in the winter. Notice I said spring, summer, fall.
Good stuff. So Today we're going to be jumping into the most effective digital marketing strategy for local businesses. So Frank, why don't you start us on giving our audience a brief background on who you are and what you guys are up to nowadays at Local Business Marketing Solutions?
Sure. My name is Frank Demming. I own and operate a company by the name of Local Business Marketing Solutions, as you announced. We've been around a strong 13 years, proud to do that. And we started out as we're a done-for-you digital marketing agency, but we started out as a done-with-you or a coaching digital marketing agency. And that did not fare very well because we found out quickly that no one really wants to do this stuff. They don't want to learn about it. I thought they did. I thought, hey, I can geek out and I can get excited about cool, getting traffic, but not everybody has that same experience. So found that out very quickly. So I shifted/pivoted, as the buzzword is now, back in 2012. And went totally with done for you. So we've been a done for you company ever since. We do all kinds of digital marketing stuff, from website design, mobile app development, Google AdWords, SEO, and of course social media.
Awesome. So what do local businesses need to do to stand out and outperform their competitors in the digital marketing game?
So right now, the competition is very, very fierce. So to stand out, you need to do out of the box. You got to have an out of the box type of strategy. And I always recommend someone to go back and really hone in on pinning down what their USP is, their unique selling proposition. Because the moment you can pin that down, you can then have all your messaging around that USP, and you will attract the people that you are, as I like to say, contracted to do business with.
Yeah, I really like that. Our marketing director, Adele Strauss, would love to hear you say that, because most most companies don't start there, right? You have your
Yeah,
unique selling position. You also have your buyer personas, and she really
right.
likes to dig into both of those. And I think what you're doing, Frank, and having people start there is a really positive first step, because it really centers you back to where you need to be focusing and that messaging that then goes into your marketing. So talk to us about how you transition from starting there and then using the data and maybe that coaching session into the marketing that you're deploying for people.
Yeah. So once we understand what your USP is, we then start to look for, and then we start to try to map your ideal client profile. Who is that ideal person? And you'll be shocked, Anthony, but there are times when your USP and your unique and your ideal client profile do not match. And when that happens, we have to kind of figure it out. But it happens, and it happens more often than I would think, because I'm talking about corporations who've been in business for over 15 years, and they don't have that nailed. So we walk them through. Once we figure that out, then we go through the messaging piece of how, maybe we have to start with their website, if you will, to change the wordings around and make sure it attracts that demographic. And then move it over to social media, so the messaging is different, their email marketing, et cetera, et cetera. So it all, the foundation is all the USP. That's how we started from, like you said.
Yeah, and my thoughts around that too is I think if you can nail that and work with somebody like yourself, when you go out and start messaging or marketing in the different areas or channels that you're looking to do that, say you're
Right.
producing content, it can narrow that content into exactly what you should be saying and how you should be saying it, and then it starts to resonate more and more and more with your target audience and that ideal customer profile. And if done really
Correct.
well, it makes the buying process for them easier. They feel like they've found the right solution, the right company for whatever that problem is that they're trying to solve.
That is correct. That is correct.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask you about, and it's kind of the sales and marketing world, especially marketing, is going through, things change so rapidly now due to technology, as they do in other areas as well. But how important is content marketing nowadays, and is it an effective tool for local businesses to utilize?
Yeah, so content marketing, I'm a huge advocate of it, and the reason is, I'm a huge stat guy, Anthony. I love stats, and the statistics have shown that the consumer has gotten a lot more intelligent now. They're doing a lot more research before they making a buying decision now, and I'm not talking about buying milk. I'm talking about buying, high end products. So that being said, you have to make sure that you're consistently pushing out relevant content that that actually pins down your your unique selling proposition as a lawyer, as a dentist, as a chiropractor, whatever you are. So when they are ready, they've seen so much content from you out on the interwebs, as I like to call it, that when they're ready, they just have to gravitate towards you. So you have to stay top of mind. And now with a lot of automation, it makes it easier for you to do it, but you still have to do the work upfront. I mean, automation just helps you for the distribution of it, but you still got to do the work up front to make sure that the messaging is correct. But you have to stay top of mind, and content marketing is the way to do it. And there's so many platforms. You can do it through video. If you don't like video, do it through blogs. Blogs, yes, still works. You can do it through social media, and you can do it through podcasts.
Yeah, I love that you touched on this. One of the things we find, and or at least that I see, is that it becomes really difficult to get clients to really engage in creating content. Some I think believe in it. Obviously, Domain believes in it, and that's why we've done this, and we've actually done the podcast to help make creating content easier.
Right.
It's extremely valuable. So how do you help people, or what do you coach them on to create more content? And I like one of the points that you added at the end there. I think part of the answer is you got to do it where you're comfortable. If you don't like
Right.
video, it doesn't mean you have to do video. There's other ways to create content. So maybe you
Yeah.
can walk us through that, how you're helping these individuals who probably are experts in their own arena create this valuable content that people want to read.
Yeah, so a lot of people, the whole industry is now gravitating towards video because video is huge. It's a huge because you get to see the person, and so the communication is a powerful way, but it's not the only thing. So I like to sit down with my customers and find out what they're comfortable doing. Are they comfortable writing? And if not, we'll write for you. That's not a problem. If Are they comfortable on social media, just having, because maybe you're not into doing a video, like a long video about your services or whatever, but you can do stories, little quick 30-second video clips. Some people are very comfortable doing that. That's a way of doing it. Or just writing content on your social media. So we try to map out what's best with your personality, and as long as we did the work right, matching your audience with the USP, it shouldn't be a problem. Now, I say that, but I always tell people with a caveat: nothing is get rich quick in marketing. If you're just now doing content marketing, if you're just now mapping out your ideal customer with your USP, it's not like you're going to push out a piece of content today and tomorrow you're going to have like 5 leads. It doesn't work that way. So I just want to make that little
Yeah.
disclaimer here.
No, I appreciate that. Nothing in life is get rich quick, and the
Right.
quicker you figure that out, the better off you are. How do you help clients distribute this content? Right? Hey, I created this blog or I wrote this piece up. Now what do I do with it?
Yeah, we got a ton of automation tools that I could send it out to any type of different platforms I want, whether it's read my blog, Google my business page, Facebook, Twitter. Doesn't matter. It'll formulate it into the format that you want. Even YouTube. So it can actually turn a video and just make it like in a still photo and have it in video format, because sometimes people don't have time to actually watch the video. They'll listen to it,
Yeah.
but they don't have time to watch it or whatever. So we can do it that way as well. But it's all done through automation. One of the things that you have to do as a local business these days, you have to invest in automation. Think about how best you can do what you're doing now, but more efficiently.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Try to outsource, the lower end, or use a software or an automation tool to do the work that takes time, that's just mundane, so you can better focus it on what you do best. We call
Correct.
that highest and best use at our company. And
All right.
are you doing the highest and best use thing that you could be doing, or should you
Mm-hmm.
outsource it, or should you delegate it? How should you be doing that? And for most business owners, it should not be posting and sending it everywhere. There's definitely better options for that.
Right. Right.
So in today's marketplace, what can small businesses do to survive this COVID era that we now live in? And there's no specific end date in mind yet.
Yeah. That's the hard thing. Good question. So it really depends on the industry, but you have to come up. Everyone has, I don't care what kind of business you're in, everyone has something else that can be done, say online. I was talking to you. You said you were doing all this stuff, in your studio. Now everything is, you've pivoted and you went online. You figured that out. That the court system, I was talking to one of my clients as an attorney, court system was 100%. I think they're trickling back in now, but during the high day of COVID, they were actually trying cases online. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I would have never thought that's happening. But you, as a small business, as a local business, you have to come up with something that you need to keep your doors open. I had a massage envy that was shut down for many months, and we worked with them and we came up with a product, a quick little landing page e-commerce site that sold massage oils, and she was selling she was giving free classes of how to give your mate a massage if you how to do it while COVID, and that was free, and then she was selling the oils. It was an ingenious thing, but that's a way of pivoting. So you got to come up with something. There is always something in your business model that you can do virtually. I don't care what kind of business you are.
Yeah, I agree. And in that example of the massage envy, I mean, just staying relevant, right? What's the
Yeah,
value? I'm sure she definitely wasn't, or the business owner definitely wasn't making the same amount by selling the oils, but it
no way.
allowed them to stay relevant with their customer base, give away some education for free. So
Yep.
that way, when things do open back up, hey, I wanted to go see them again. That's a great, I love that.
And I got to tell you what happened with her. The difference between what happened with her and another massage envy that I also did business with, who totally just went dormant, is she when they reopened, because now they have masks and they have to reopen with gloves and all that. They have they have some restrictions.
Yep.
However, she actually gained more clients because she was
Wow.
out there selling them. People who didn't know, when they opened, they said, "Hey, I got to get a massage for you. I mean, those oils are great and stuff." You see,
Yeah.
because she stayed okay. In the beginning, she wasn't making anything because selling those oils was not going to cut the rent.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
But she gained new clients, new monthly clients. So it was great. It was a win-win for everybody.
I love that. I said at the beginning of the pandemic and COVID era that the companies that invest in marketing now, while everybody is being scared,
Yeah.
and pivot, as the word is, right, and try to find something else, that's the exact result they were going to get. And
Yep.
I love that you have that experience with one of your customers.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. Yeah.
So Frank, I understand you wrote a book. Tell us about that, and who does it help?
Yeah. So it's 7 steps to recession proofing your business. Yeah, it's actually, you could have used it now, but
Exactly. The timing is
it's
perfect.
yeah, this is the second revision of it. I wrote the first one was written in 2017. This one was written, I released it in 2020, in January of 2020, so right before COVID hit. But it's a book that's geared towards local businesses like attorneys, home improvement companies, roofers, et cetera, that tells you how basically everything we talked about today on this show, how you can do that, uh, and stay always on top of mind of your competitor. It gives you 7 steps, and the reason why I wrote it, to be honest with you, is because I started my business in 2007, and
Yeah.
you all know what happened in 2008.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I managed to stay afloat. So it's written from experience, and I was able to continue marketing my business. And I'm telling you, if everyone would listen to those quick 7 steps, it's not a huge read, you will succeed. And it's I'm sure that that you can get it for free off of my website, except for shipping. But I only ship to the States, though. I
Yeah.
don't ship
All
outside.
right. We'll make sure we link to wherever it is. We'll get that from you after the show and put it in the
Mhm.
show notes to link back to that. I love that. I mean, you're almost predicting the future in January 2020. But no, I've
Yeah,
also heard that some of the best times to start a business is like when you did in 2007, 2008,
yeah,
2009, and really kind of help and elevate from there. So good stuff.
yeah.
I guess final question I have for you, Frank, is
Sure.
what does the future of digital marketing look like? I mean, I think a lot of people are aware, but maybe haven't even played around with TikTok. That's been making the news a lot recently. And with their sale to Oracle, looks like it may go through here. But
Yeah, yeah.
it always seems like there's a new platform, there's a new channel, there's a new way to shoot a video. What does the future of digital marketing look like?
To be honest with it's very strong. It's very, very strong in terms of, I think, pretty soon the traditional, and not that the traditional marketing is bad or it's dead or ever going to die, but it's slowly but surely diminishing more and more, and everyone's focus on digital marketing, which is going to create havoc. And the advice I have for the people out there who are going to dip their toe into digital marketing for the first time, don't get distracted by all the hype and all the noise. Focus on one thing that resonates with you the most and take it from there, because there's so many different tools. Like you just said, TikTok. There's, back in the day it was Snapchat, and that went away. Now it's TikTok. Who knows what it's going to be next year?
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to come up with a COVID app or something like that, and that's going to be the hot app. But irrespective of that, forget about the noise. Find out where your audience hangs out the most. It could be on Google. It could be on Instagram. It could be on Facebook. It doesn't really matter. Find out where that is and focus on that. You can add everything else later. But because if you try to figure out all these platforms all at once, you're going to go crazy.
I love it. Where is your audience? What platform are they on? Go to that platform, master it, and produce content for that platform. Figure everything else out later. I love it. So I do have to say that Frank has his own podcast, which hopefully I can get on. I haven't been on many myself as guests. I think I did get the invite before we started going live here. Yeah. But Frank's podcast is called Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. If you've liked this topic with Frank and you want to learn more, I'm sure he's talking about it on that podcast. And Frank's located right here in New Jersey. I believe it's Fanwood, New Jersey, Frank?
That's correct.
Awesome. We will we'll make sure we link to Frank's website. He's got a whole team built out over there, from content writers to website designers. It was really a pleasure of going on there and checking it out and researching Frank. Frank, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. And you got to come on the show too. I definitely want to hear about your business.
Awesome. All right, Frank, have a good day, man.
Hey, you do the same. Take care.
To ensure that you never miss an episode, subscribe to the show in iTunes or your favorite podcast player. This guarantees that every episode will get delivered directly to your device. To help us get the word out, share with a friend, leave a review, and check out our discussions on the web at go-domain.com/podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.